Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Al Stock Trades. All right, so this video is going to be jam-packed with a lot of calculations, a lot of numbers. So we're going to go ahead and get straight to it. How you doing, Vladimir? What's going on? The intro music. Oh, it's about to be fire. Audrey says, let's rock. All right, good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kind of talk about something. So first things first, within our stock terminal, we got a signal on November 8th of someone buying a lot of premium. Especially for the January 16, 2026 expiration. Now, if you want a deep dive report, the deep dive of this option activity, this report is on our stock terminal research edge. But what I want to do is just kind of mention this. So this is part of the signal that we got on November 8th. If you go ahead and go to November 8th, it was right around here, which is why I was so confident that this thing is going to go. There's a couple things why I was confident, and I'm going to explain to you kind of the price fair value, all these things, right? So there's there's that, and here's the thing, B-Rob, honestly, I don't even think they're going to listen to me, right? They have a long, this is like a 5-10 year plan, right? They got a plan, and it's going to be a wasteful email, honestly. They're not going to listen. Just speaking from my experience. What this is basically saying is some guy out there spent $500,000, $532,955. So essentially, he spent more than $500,000 to get the right to buy Clover at 3,600 contracts, right? 360,000 shares at $3.50. In terms of what the stock price has to be in order for this to happen, again, this is big money, right? Big money bought this. In terms of what the stock price has to be, that is part of our report, and that gives it to you here, right? When we break down the numbers of the report. But overall, this is bullish. This thing, I definitely see a stock price greater than $5 next year based off of, these types of elements, right? So I just wanted to get this report out of the way. For folks that are interested, you guys know where to go. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is Bitcoin. Bitcoin just hit $100,000. Now, again, why am I talking about Bitcoin? This is a fundamental value investing channel. Well, we are also having the S&P 500. Okay. There it is. Al, I know the guy who bought those calls. He's also owns 8 million shares of Clover. He is retail and rich. Well, there it is. So this person's betting on, and there it is. You see how our stock terminal has our finger on the pulse? Our stock terminal literally has it's an unusual high number. So there it is, right? So with this, as you can see here, as the S&P and the Bitcoin goes down, they go down together. Okay. We're starting to see that Bitcoin and the S&P are kind of being synonymous. So what this tells me is, because the market's so bullish on Bitcoin, it shows me that the market is going to rally even more. Okay. Again, here's Zacks. There's a lot of great news now for Clover. The sentiment has completely changed. So I just wanted to get these little low-hanging fruit out of the way. So now let's open up the stock terminal. So here's the thing. In the stock terminal, you guys have over 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded data. Okay. The thing is, guys, is by the way, I have a headache, so if I'm speaking at a low tone, it's because my head hurts. Okay. So the thing about this, guys, is there's a lot of hidden features that you guys may not know. So let me just go ahead and open up the help menu, and I use these features. I have my own terminal up there that no one can see because I don't want to bother you guys. because I feel like every time I post, it tells you like I'll post it. I just want to like bother you. Okay, so here's stock fundamental analysis. Let's go ahead and open up. Well, first off, let's open up the quarter. This is the quarterly company financial ratios. Okay, we open up the ratios. We open up Clove. Let's go ahead and do 15. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay. Now we're going to just go all the way to the top. This is Q3. We're going to go to Q2 and we're going to go to Q1. Okay. So Q1 on March 31st, the price fair value of Clover was $1.27. That was the fair value price. So this was March 31st. So we'll open up March 31st. So March 30th, that's why I was been so confident, because remember, so here, let's open up March 31st. Clover was trading at 79 pennies. Okay. Clover was trading at 79 pennies. Okay. But if you go March 31st, again, current ratio is great. All these numbers are wonderful. Gross margins, profit margins, 23%, 23.46%. You go to the fair value price, the fair value price was $1.27. So what it was telling me is that Clover is trading at, in March, what was it again? What was the date? March what? March 31st. So at March 31st, right around here, Clover's trading at 79 pennies, if not 77. Let's call it 79 pennies. It was trading at 79 pennies, cents, whatever, and it was worth $1.27. So I knew, because I have a stock terminal GPS navigating system, and I'm not flying in the dark, right? I use data to support my investments. So while people were selling at those prices, we had the data to tell us actually no, there was worth. Okay, so now let's move on to Q2. So this is Q1. So Q2 is June 30th, and the price fair value went up to $1.80 because the fundamentals got better. So let's go to the date here. So let's go. What date was this? June 30. So June 30. Let's see what the stock price was. So June 30, right around here, the stock price was $1.23. Okay. So the stock market was pricing in Q1's fair value price of $1.20, when in reality, the fair value price actually is $1.80. You see how our stock terminal gives you the data ahead, especially when you have a company like this trading at low valuations. This is called a common sense investment. Again, nothing I tell you is financial advice. Let's not, everything is, this is education. I'm just trying to show you exactly what these people on Wall Street are doing. Okay. So by the time June 28 happens, the stock price is 123. But the value on June 28 or whatever, the value is actually $1.80. But the stock market was pricing in the Q1 values in March. You see how it's behind by 3 months? It was pricing in $1.27, when in reality, it's worth much more than $1.28. Right? You see how it was pricing in the data that we had since March. So by the time the market figures out in June, we already knew about it in March. So then now what happened in June? June, it was $1.80. The thing is, we knew this in June, but yet the stock price was trading at $1.20. So now let's go ahead and go what Q3 looks like, right? Here's Q3, and this is September. So September 30, we'll go here. The stock was trading at $2.82. You see, now the market's getting even more sexier, because remember, Vivek bought again at 180. So the thing went up. And then we got the stars release that our people figured out, right? So 282. So what do you think the fair value is now for Q3? The fair value now is what? $4.03. You see that? $4.03. So by the time we get to our next earnings, we should be around $4, right? Which is why I was so confident when I was doing my options and I was letting our members know. I was confident in the $4, right? Again, you see how we're flying with the GPS here? You see the power of the stock terminal, right? And this is all data provided by Al Stock Trades. Okay. All right. So then now let's go ahead and let's move on to the trailing 12 months ratio. So let's go and put, this is like what it's worth right now. Okay. We'll go ahead and do that. Look what it's worth. Price fair value is $4.96, $4.97 if you round up. So that's pretty much $5. That's near $5. Okay. Now, I'm going to be very clear with you guys. Okay. I'm not going to be releasing this information anymore. Okay. It's gotten to a point where, people know the value of our platform, and I'm going to go into residency. So I'm not really going to have time anymore to talk about these things. But I point this to you guys for folks that are here that are early adopters of the lifetime access, because at the end of the day, this data speaks for itself, right? So just as a rundown real quick, we have over 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded data. We have an algorithmic flow calculator that shows you where big money comes in. We're able to track even B-Rob's friend. We even got his portfolio on here, right? And he's so it shows you we have our finger on the pulse. We have a quant fund strategy analysis, which shows you when large dark pool scales and large orders come in. We have our deep dive reports that are these, right? That go into other companies and whatnot. Okay. We have our top tier intrinsic value calculation, which obviously you've seen it make money in Palantir, SoundHound, Tesla, Clove, you name it, right? We have our institutionally graded data, Bloomberg level type analysis, and the network access of over $55.3 million that's collectively owned by our smart investors inside our platform. So for folks that are interested, you go mastering or bundle regardless. The sale is going to be ending. So I think now from what I got from the email from Linda, it's 72 hours or 3 days before it expires. So if you go to Black Friday, so this thing expires in 3 days, and that's it. You'll never see these prices. You'll never see these prices. Okay, so this is you know what I mean. $750 off, Black Friday. Coupon code expires in 3 days, right? But here's the thing. In the future, we're not going to be releasing this information because this information is very valuable. People pay a lot of money for this type of information. This information helps me because it guides me to my, how I do things, especially when I have a company like Clover. This is extremely responsive. It's very good. I don't want to have it out there in the just internet land. It's closed. It's encapsulated within our platform. And yeah, so you could see the fair value of the company here, right? So 496 overall for the last quarter Q3. It was actually for Q3 of the most let me just kind of bring it up to the top here. Q3, we're looking at $4.03, right? So I'm very excited, right? So not yet. I hear later on in next year. I'm still doing actually interviews. But the thing is, I'm not going to have time to update folks on this. So it's. But at least now you guys know kind of the accuracy of the platform, right? You guys kind of see kind of how it helps, right? It's not just just a bunch of numbers, right? These numbers help you make money. Okay, so let's go ahead and it's lifetime access, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, so let me see here. I think that's all I have for you guys, honestly. I'm trying to think here. Is there anything else? Right. So the market's being stupid. It's not it doesn't know the data, which is fine. Only some people do, and there it is. Only some people do, and ultimately, this thing will go to 4. Um, oh yeah, I remember now. I have one more thing for you. This is actually important. Okay, so now that we figured out this price fair value, what I wanted to do real quickly is I wanted to open up the help menu real quick, and this time I want to go to stock statistics. Then I want to go to the annual estimates for Clove. Now, here's the thing. This is pretty interesting. The analysts actually updated their estimates, so we got some analyst estimates. Oh shoot, this is going to hold on. Let's go to Clove, and this time let's type in amount. Let's do like 6. So here's 2024. So average, people are thinking, I think it's going to be 3.5. But so let's go ahead and look at the percent change calculation. And let's just calculate the growth rate between 2025 and this year. So next year, analysts are thinking 1.6 billion. So if we do 1.35, which is what kind of where we're growing at now on average, to the value of 1.613, so 1.613, we calculate that. That's a 19.48% increase. So we'll call it 19.48%, right? From the years 2024 to 2025. And I already did the calculation from 2026 to, from 2025 to 2026, we're looking at about 18.5%, 18.9%. So if we were to just kind of look at the intrinsic value real quick and open this up. And again, this is all data, guys. This is all data, right? There is no emotion. So if we were to look at the rate of Clover, which is growing, I think at 9.33%, and you grow 10 years. And if you look at the overall free cash flow, which I think it was 118, but let me just double check. I think it was like 25 plus like 44 plus 49, 118. So you put 118 here, and then you go to so 501, and then you get a base case of 374. Okay. I put in yesterday. I did 9%, which is why I got 366. But I think it's like 9.33. So right now, Clover's trading near its base case, and then we can look at the difference of where it's trading at now. So 347. So we type in 347 here. So it's trading at a 8% premium above its below its base case, right? So we could just subtract 8% from the growth rates of 19.48%. So now that we know that it's Clover's trading at the base case right now, we could basically see what analysts are thinking, which is 19.48%. So we could put 19.48%, and we could look at the base case, and we can see that Clover's I expect Clover at the end of next year, I expect Clover to trade around $7.51. But remember, there was an 8% difference from 377 or whatever it is now, the stock price 347. So you would have to take let me just kind of do the math real quick. Or you know what? We'll just open up our stock terminal here. Oops. We can open up our stock terminal here. And then we could just kind of open up the terminal real quick. And we can open up, we'll go here. We'll do stock terminal. We can say currently there's a value of $7.51. If I want to take the decrease of 8%, what would be the price? If you can give it to me. So to calculate 8% decrease of 751, it does the math for me. So I'm looking at $6.91 if you were to take the 8%. Now, I think Clover's going to go up higher by the end of the year, but I think if you want to just look at the, from oranges to oranges, if you decrease it by 8% from the base case of now, Clover, um, by the end of next year, Clover should trade around $6.91. Okay. Based off of the analyst growth rate. If Clover can grow 19.48%, right? And again, that's pretty damn good, right? And I think this is an underestimation, but we'll see what the reality has in store for us. But as you can see, and then as we progress uh, towards the future of Clover, we're going to be going ahead and taking this data regarding the price to fair value. We're going to be taking this price to fair value here, and we're going to be updating our stock terminal members to the price to fair value. We're not going to be releasing this on YouTube. I think we've proven ourselves that our data is good, and this is a reward for our paid members. And as each quarter happens, we're going to go ahead and release this data, and then we're going to track it alongside with the intrinsic value. And like I said, from the past many years, I've said this: as we get more data from Clover, our intrinsic value becomes more constructive of reality. Now I can manipulate it to where I can say, well, I know it's currently trading at its base case at 9.33%. It's trading around its base case. So if I upped the revenue to what analysts are thinking, then if that happens, then I think Clover is going to trade around $6.91 to $7.51. But again, if we go back to 9.33%, Clover was trading above around $4.71 near the bull case. So if we were to say, you know what, it might have a rally, and if it was to touch a rally, we just put in 19.48%. I think Clover could go as high as $10.68. Maybe let's say $10.20 or whatever, just like how it went up to $4.71, right? Which was higher than its base case, right? So I think Clover is going to oscillate next year anywhere between $6.91, which is the 8% off of the premium, anywhere to $10 and let's say 30 cents. So again, I know that's crazy, right? But it's only 116% to 208% from the $3.47. And if you think a stock can go up another 100 to 200%, you think that's crazy. Well, just look at Clover year to date. It went up 261%, right? So again, it all comes down to profitability. It comes down, right? So you're starting to see now how these numbers are all coming together, right? And how our mathematical modeling and our sequences are all aligning together. And you're starting to see how the big boys invest. You can see it's not a lot of opinions, right? Yeah, you make some assumptions, but now you're using analyst assumptions. Like it's a scientific art of an approach to investing, and unfortunately, not a lot of people do this, which is why a lot of people lose money in the market. This is a Benjamin type style of investing. I mean, you could go ahead and talk to the stock terminal GPT and say, when I calculate the intrinsic value of a stock, what type of investment strategy am I practicing? If you were to name the person who created this ideology, what would it be? Who would it be, honestly? There it is here. So this is what we do. So when you calculate the intrinsic value of a stock and consider its margin of safety, you are practicing value investing. The investment strategy focuses on identifying undervalued stocks that have a potential for long-term growth while also minimizing risk, right? So the ideology of value investing is most famously associated with Benjamin Graham, who is often referred to as the father of value investing. His principles are extensively outlined in the seminal work, The Intelligent Investor and Security Analysis. Following Graham's teachings can lead to more informed investment decisions and a greater chance of achieving financial independence, right? And again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to teach this, and some people are going to believe it and some people are going to not. And the people that don't believe it, good luck trading, Hawk coin, right? From Haley, right? Good luck with the Hawk coin stuff, right? Because, a lot of people think, can't believe that thing went up to $500 million in market cap. Crazy. It's insane. It almost went up to $1 billion, guys. That is insane, right? But again, Let those, and then those all those people lost their money, and there's like she ruined her reputation. I'm following it on Twitter. It's all over Twitter, but people can go ahead and practice their own meme coin strategy, while we'll go ahead and make money with the big boys, right? So that's all I have for you guys. Our Black Friday sale will be expiring in 3 days, so take advantage of our Black Friday sale. God bless you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.